So, Hope City Church is a project we worked on to create a new brand. This church wanted to reach an audience that was a little bit younger than where they are. The church itself is a great church, has been around for many, many decades, serving the city. This city is located right outside of the Los Angeles area. But there was new leadership coming in, and the new leader, this new pastor, had a vision that was fresh and wanted to lead his congregation in this new direction that would help to reach out to that community in a way they hadn't been doing in recent years. So we created a brand, starting with the brand strategy, and this really resulted in a new logo, website, some facility graphics, and also some collateral materials, printed materials that we produced to help them establish this new brand. But let me walk you through this logo and how we got to this point where we created this new look and feel for the church. Again, this was called Hope Grace Brethren Church. It's part of a denomination that's been around for a long time, serving the city for a very long time. So Grace Brethren Church of Norwalk. In fact, let me see if I can pull up their website. This is the old website. We rebranded it into the new one. In fact, I'll tell you more about their new website and show you some of that later on. But this is the old look and feel of the church. Everything that they're doing media-wise, you can get a feel for where they are. It's a little bit discombobulated. Things are a little bit all over the place. These are graphics that look a little bit different, and this looks a little bit different, and the font up here is a little bit different. Not necessarily a matching cohesive color scheme or look throughout. So we wanted to fix that. We want to come back in and say, hey, let's create something that's branded, that has this intentionality to it. So let me walk you through this process. We first of all start with a survey and a questionnaire. The questionnaire helps us to understand the audience and what the strategy is for the church to reach the audience. From there, we try to get some logo design concepts that the leadership likes. So we put together kind of a cheat sheet to help us. These are some brands that the church liked and some notes for us to follow as we design. Then we try to come up with a color scheme that we feel is good for the church. In combination with working with the church leadership, we find a good common color scheme that we can start with. Then we start designing out some options. So I'm giving you the behind the curtains look here. So we presented a few different options. This option was more modern, more trendy. The font is more of a trendy font. It's extended. It has this kind of shield feel to it. We're taking that H and we're creating a nice punchy mark out of it. So this has a bit of a hipster vibe to it, very trendy. We like to create variations so that we can see what this starts to look like as we apply it to different types of media. And we also want to provide variations that will allow us to do some really cool things. Like down here, this would be great for merchandise, like a badge type design would be great for merchandise. We also want to make sure that the logo looks great with one color. This is another option that we presented. This one has a different vibe to it, a little bit more corporate, a little bit more straightforward and clean, appeals to an audience that's maybe a little bit more mature. So again, the audience we're trying to tap into are people that they've got families, they're professionals, they've got kids, so they aren't necessarily young and trying to do all sorts of different things, or they're more stable. So we are trying to do a design here that taps into that. This design concept's a little bit different, and we wanted to do something that has a bit more traditional feel. So we're coming at it from a few different approaches. The first one was very trendy. The second one was more corporate. And then this one has a more traditional feel to it. So again, we're showing some variations of what this could look like. This kind of resembles maybe a stained glass window, that type of vibe to it. Again, this church has been around for a long time. It's part of a denomination that's been around for a long time. So we wanted to provide an option that reflects that. Then we have this other option here that has a different feel to it. It's got a little bit more trendy feel to it, but it also is mixed in with that corporate feel. And this direction is kind of combining those two things into one design that we were able to put together. So this was after some feedback from the client. They were saying they liked certain aspects of what we did, and then certain aspects of maybe a different part of what we did, and we put it together into this design. And then finally we came up with a variation that we all really liked, where we're combining different elements of all the designs that we've created so far, and then creating this this unique mark that's great for the brand. So this is the final logo that was selected for the church, for the renaming of the church, and also the rebranding of the church. Blue was an important color for the church because it's been around for a while. The facilities were painted a certain type of blue, so we didn't want to have to repaint things and come up with all different types of things. So we basically stuck with this color scheme. Now we did explore. Let me show you a little bit. We explored colors for a little bit, and this is what it looked like. So this is a different color scheme, a little bit more punchy color scheme, vibrant, bright vibe to it. And then this is more of an earthy, muted color scheme. Same types of colors, greens and blues and this type of thing, but just more, this one's more muted, this one's a bit more punchy, and this one has a more clean look to it. So the clean look, this particular look is what we liked. It's a clean look. It's going to be very inviting and warm while also being professional. So tapping into that audience of professionals that we want to reach and we want to speak to. So again, whenever we design a brand, we have a target audience in mind. We're always trying to shoot towards a target. But what we know is that the more focused we are, the more attractive we are. We are not alienating people that are outside of our target by having a target. We're actually being more attractive because we have more intentionality behind the brand. So again, this is the final logo design concept for Hope City Church. They renamed the church. There's a fresh vision, a fresh leader that came in and reached out to us, and then we were able to walk them through our signature process where we not only create the design, but we also define the brand strategy. And because of that, it's not really about my opinion versus the pastor's opinion versus the congregation's opinion. It's not about opinion. It's about, hey, what is necessary to reach the people that we are called to reach? And then let's do that. Let's take our opinions out of it and let's just do something that works. So, let's use colors and fonts and different things that communicate what we want to communicate. And then that's the right answer. We want to make sure that the design is going to be well suited for different types of media. So it's going to be a vector-based design. It's going to have this really strong, contrasty, punchy look to it. There's no drop shadows, there's no gradients or anything like that. It's very solid, strong, because that's what creates that sticky feel to it. And we want to make sure that the logo is very recognizable over time. That's how you build recognition and build trust ultimately. And then this is the final version for Hope City Church, where we're rolling this out and we're doing it through the web, also doing it in print materials. Now we'll show you more about that in future videos. But for now, I just wanted to unpack the story of how we came up with this logo design for Hope City Church.